Let's look into the tax configuration options for WooCommerce. WooCommerce for WordPress offers a variety of options to satisfy all types of requirements. In this lecture, I will teach you the technical aspects of WooCommerce tax settings. If you don't know the prevailing tax rates in your state and country, get yourself educated about that from a tax expert. Let's see what WooCommerce has got in the tax settings. To access tax settings, go to WooCommerce, Settings and then Tax. Define whether to enable taxes and tax calculations. If taxes are disabled, ignore the rest of the options on the page as they will have no effect. This option is perhaps the most important option when managing taxes in your store, as it determines how you input product prices later on. Yes, I will enter prices inclusive of tax. It means that all catalog prices are input using your store's base tax rate. For example, in UK, you would input prices inclusive of the 20% tax rate. You enter a product price of £10 that includes £1.67 tax. A customer in UK would pay £10 as defined, and a customer in US would pay only £8.32. No, I will enter prices exclusive of tax. This would mean that your catalog prices need to be tax exclusive. Using the example from above, a UK shop would enter 8.32 at the product price. A tax of 20% would be applied on the top of this during checkout, making the amount payable £10. The tax calculation for tax inclusive prices is the tax calculation for tax exclusive prices is choose between customer shipping address, customer billing address and store base address. Shipping tax class. In most setups, shipping tax class is inherited from the item being shipped, that is, shipping a reduced rate item like baby clothes would also use a reduced rate. Round tax at subtotal level instead of per line. If rounding is done at loss in your tax jurisdiction, enable this option. Display prices during cart and checkout. This option determines how prices are displayed in your cart and checkout pages. It works independently of your catalog prices. Choose from inclusive or exclusive tax display. Remember that address field needs to be filled in to get tax calculations. If you have a tax table that distinguishes between locations. Additional tax classes. Tax classes are assigned only to your products. In most cases, you want to use the default standard class. If you sell goods that require a different tax class, you can add the classes here. To get started, WooCommerce includes standard, reduced rate and zero rate tax classes. Each class is listed at the top of the tax settings page. You can click a class to view tax rates assigned to that class. Setting up tax rates. Tax classes are displayed at the top of the tax screen. Click one to view tax rates for the class. You will see tax rates table. Here you can define tax rates. To insert a row, click Insert Row. Each tax rate has got these attributes. The attributes are as follows. The first one is country code. Leave it blank to apply to all countries. The next one is state code. And then comes zip or postcode. You may separate multiple values with a semicolon or use wildcards to match several postcodes. City. You can separate cities by semicolon or leave it blank to apply to all cities. Rate in percentage. Enter the tax rate, for example 20%. You can also name your tax using the attribute tax name. You can choose a priority for this tax rate. Only one matching rate per priority will be used. To define multiple tax rates for a single area, you need to specify a different priority per rate. If this tax is to be applied on top of all other taxes, then check this box, that is compound tax. If the tax rate applies to shipping also, then check this box.